Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the heart and soul of the Toronto Blue Jays and the foundation of the team for years to come. Or is he? Vladdy, since coming to the MLB, has been good at baseball, but there was only 1 year out of his career so far where he really reached that ceiling that we were all told he was capable of. Now, after 2 seasons of slowly declining play, the recent actions of the Toronto Blue Jays management in his arbitration, and a contract which is getting closer to its end date, people are really starting to wonder, what does the future look like for Vladimir Guerrero Jr.? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In this one, folks, we are going to be talking about Guerrero, and we're going to be discussing what this upcoming season really means for him. For the longest time, people have been asking, is Guerrero going to get extended? When is that going to happen? Is it going to be Bo, or is it going to be Vlad that gets paid? And I really think that this upcoming season of baseball is going to determine all of it, and I want to break it down. Before we get into it, I encourage you guys to hit the like and smash the subscribe button if you enjoy Toronto Blue Jays content so you don't miss any future videos. All right, folks, let's get into it. So the thing that really got me thinking about all of this was the arbitration. As I'm sure most of you know, Vladdy and the Jays had an arbitration hearing this past week, which Guerrero inevitably won, giving him a payday of $19.9 million for this upcoming season. Now, I'm happy that Vlad got paid, but the big question on a lot of Toronto Blue Jays fans' mind, myself included, was why did this have to happen in the first place? Shai Davidi actually released a great article asking the exact same question, where he says, even if they'd beaten Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Toronto Blue Jays did not, as arbitrators awarded the all-star first baseman's ask of $19.9 million rather than the club's $18.05 million offer, the same pivotal question would have lingered. What was the point of that? He references the Alonso deal, saying that Alonso and Mets agreed at the $20.5 million before the January 11th filing deadline. At $19.9 million, Guerrero's award seems far more in line with that salary than the Blue Jays' offer of $18.05 million, as the chart below shows. And then he concludes all of this by saying, Guerrero is sure to come away from his arbitration case feeling good that he stood his ground and won, but he'll also know that he was pushed into a hearing room by a team that doesn't see his value in the same way he does. And for me, that last line there, that's where it really hits home. Sure, the Toronto Blue Jays may have just wanted to save $2 million, but this is supposed to be your guy, right? This is supposed to be the Toronto Blue Jays dude, and if you want him to become your franchise guy, then why are you arguing over what's effectively chump change in the long run? And I think the answer to that, and Shai Davidi nails it, is that the Toronto Blue Jays management just doesn't value Guerrero like Guerrero values himself. Now, don't get me wrong, I do understand where the team is coming from here. Pete Alonso was the comparison that everyone was using with Guerrero, but Pete Alonso, even though he had a .217 batting average last year, also had 46 home runs and a WAR of 3.2, which is more than 1 whole point higher than Vlad. At this point, I would be lying if I said that I was fully content with what it was that Guerrero has done so far, and I already know that somebody in the comments is going to say, well, Guerrero, he's always going to be an above average MLB player, which is totally true. That's what he's been. He's an above average MLB player, but is he your franchise guy? I don't know, and I don't think that the Toronto Blue Jays know. That's why, in my opinion, this next year of baseball means everything for Guerrero and his future with this team.
Whoa, time for your daily Betway breather. A quick reminder that the best place to bet is on Betway. Must be 19 years of age or older to play. In collaboration with iGaming Ontario, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content.
The Jays didn't go out and spend on Ohtani, and at this point of the offseason haven't spent on Bellinger or someone else big, so they still have the money and the full capability to extend one of their core players later down the line. Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. both have 2 years left on their deal, and for guys like that, you definitely don't want to be waiting until they hit free agency to extend them. You should want to lock them down before they even hit that mark, which means that next off-season is probably the best chance that the Blue Jays are going to get at extending one of them long-term. And of course, that also means that this season, this 2024 season, that is what they're going to have to go off of when they're deciding who's gonna get paid. If Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. do exactly what it was that they did last year, but in 2024, then I think that Bo Bichette gets the money, and I think that maybe we might see Vlad walk after his contract is done. I obviously wouldn't want to see Guerrero go, but if there really is no improvement there and Bo Bichette just keeps doing what it is that he's doing, then I think that that means that he is your franchise guy now. Now, on the flip side of things, if Guerrero goes back and has a 2021-like season, or even gets close to what he did that year, then I think that now, if you're the Toronto Blue Jays, you're looking at him and going, okay, maybe we can pay him all the money. Effectively, what I'm saying here, folks, is that every Guerrero hit, every strikeout, every walk, every error, every defensive play made, literally everything, it is going to be under a microscope by the Toronto Blue Jays management. And depending on how he does this upcoming season, I think that's going to determine his future with the Toronto Blue Jays. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Jays go!